Namaskar. Today, the first Saturday of the month, and we will be discussing the Narada Bhakti Sutras. The Hindu temple of Lemont, they are organizing this. Every month we study the Narada Bhakti Sutra. This is the part of the series, the lecture that we are giving, the fragrance of Vedanta. Friends, let us begin with this mantra. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. I bow down to Lord Vishnu, the great God, whose mere remembrance makes one free from the bondage of birth and death. We have already studied a few verses, a few aphorisms, and up to the sixth we have already studied. Now we will be studying the seventh one. In the sixth we studied that the definition of bhakti, devotion. The great Narada, the great devotee, he is giving that definition. And in the last he said, Yat gyatva matto bhavati stabdo bhavati atma ramo bhavati. Yat gyatva, knowing which or having the one, what is that? Devotion. If the devotion comes, what is why these definitions the Narada is giving in so many different ways? Because we don't have the conception of devotion. We don't understand what is devotion. The majority of us, we think that to some extent we believe in God, and then we go to the temple and we worship over there. But that is devotion. No. The true devotion means this. Yad gyatva matto bhavati. Completely it becomes the intoxicated. When a person drinks a lot of wine, he loses everything. He can't control his mind like that. A man who has developed the devotion for God, he sees God everywhere. And he forgets all around the society and how he is behaving. He will be, of course, it is not, you cannot compare with a drunkard person, but his movement will be completely different, as if he has intoxicated the attitude. Example, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. If you have read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you will find many a times, suddenly he was talking normally as the people they do, suddenly he is completely changed. And that's why matto bhavati, stabdo bhavati. He becomes just like a stone, never moving, never reacting, nothing like that, because he goes into samadhi, goes into meditation, merging with that wonderful God. So that is called devotion. And finally, atma ramo bhavati. That jivatma and paramatma, they are coming so close to each other, and jivatma is enjoying the blessed company of the Paramatma. Atma Ramo Bhavati. Rama means that give the pleasure. Ramayati iti Rama. The Rama meaning is Ramayati. It gives the joy. One who gives the joy is Sri Rama. Now this Rama Bhavati, Atma Ramo Bhavati. That means he is enjoying that, the company of that Atman. And here we find in the Jivan Mukta Gita, we read all this, and I am just repeating. ekaki ramate nityam sabhava guna varjitaha. The sabhava guna varjita, usually sattva rajatama, these are the three qualities everyone is having, and those who are spiritual, they develop the sattva guna, they are very good people, very kind-hearted, very helpful. But this person, he roams alone and he goes beyond all these three. And what is that? Only joy, the blessedness. Is very difficult to explain in words. When one truly becomes a devotee, his condition, and one who has gone into nirvana, his condition, and one who is a jnani are the same. So they forget their own body, mind, and existence, the I, the ego, they completely forget. This is also devotion. Devotion means that is the highest stage of devotion when one forgets the ego completely. Brahmajana rupasade jivana mukta sa uchyate. We are quoting from the Jivana Mukta Gita, and naturally they are mentioning about the Brahman. The Jnanis, their goal is the Brahman. And the Bhaktas, Bhagavan. So here the Jivana Mukta Gita, that is for the path of the Jnanis, and they are telling like this, that after they are enjoying that Brahman, they go in trance, they are very happy. Also, in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, the second chapter, 59 words, Vishaya brinibartante niraharasya dehina rasa barjam rasopasya param drishtva nibartate. Giving the example one after another, unless and until one is having the self-realization, it is very difficult. But even then, the scripture and the gurus and the great souls, after their own realization, they are trying to give us a picture, an idea of what happens after one gets the devotion. Atmopamena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mata. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling that the yogi, the one who is withdrawing all his senses from the sense objects and goes and merge into the Atman, so Paramo Mata, he is the highest. That is my opinion. In my opinion, he is the highest. What happened? Sukhamba yajiba dukkhame atmopamena sarvatra. When he sees a yogi of highest grade feels others' pleasure and pain as his and her own, that is, he sees one. That is the main idea. That is Atma Rama. And here Shankaracharya also said, Kagatam kenava nitam kutra linam idam yagat. The one who goes into that devotion and merges with the God, he don't see this world at all. For him it is completely, everything has gone. So he is asking, Kah gatam, where has this universe gone? Kenava nitam, who has taken it? Kulat kutra linamidam jagat, where has it merged? Lina, it has completely gone away. So how it is possible? Who has taken it? So the whole world was there before us, because the I sense was there. So I was seeing my body, and also I was thinking in my mind, and also I was cognizing the whole thing. All these things were going on all around me, the whole world. Now suddenly, when that surge of devotion comes, sometimes if you see that the high tide is coming in the Ganges, I have seen many a times, and the terrible force, it is coming. Suddenly, the water level going so high, the people, those who are there may be bathing, they are taken aback. Those who are not knowing what is going to happen, they will die. Because suddenly the water rises and it comes in a very the tremendous force. So it happens like that. The moment I develop the devotion or the knowledge or concentration, suddenly everything changes. Everything goes away. The whole jagat, those whole universe goes away. In a second, in the flash of a second. So that he is telling, Adunaiva maya drishtam nastikim mahat adbhutam. What this? Adbhutam, this is what a wonder I see. So Shankaracharya is telling. Now friends, we will go to the Narada. What the Narada is telling? In the seventh aphorism, Narada is telling, Sa na kamaya mana nirodharupatvat. Now he is giving the definition of the devotion. In so many ways, Narada is trying to tell us that what is true devotion. The true devotion, what is that? It says, usually what happens when we are devoted, then we go and pray to God and give me this, save me from this, all these things, and have all those things we go to God and then pray. But the true devotee cannot do that. Why? Because his devotion is only for God. He cannot think of anything else. Is there anything else in this world that I will ask from God? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when you see God, when God appears before you, are you going to pray for a pumpkin from him? That is not. No one will do that. So that because when we are developing the devotion, in that process, the mind is getting purified and our attraction for these worldly objects are completely gone. Then only the devotion comes. So it says, Sa means devotion is free from any desire motive. Why? Because na kama yamana, free from any desire, nirodha rupatvat. Nirodha means cessation. Because the devotion is gained after controlling all desires. Nirodha rupatvat. Nirodha means cessation, stopping. What we are stopping? Desires. Desires for the worldly objects. Now when the devotion comes, so obviously before that we have already removed all our desire, then only we have achieved the devotion, and no question we are utilizing that devotion, that love for God, that clear understanding of God for our selfish motive. No, it cannot be. Beautifully, in a few words, Narada is using, and he is telling, Sa na kamayamana nirodha rupatvat. Na kamayamana cannot be used to satisfy the desire. Nirodha rupatvat, because devotion develops only when one is free from desire. Before that, the devotion will not be there. Automatically, the people pray or worship to God for some desire. We go to temple for what? Always there is something in our mind. We go and So here also I should say, sometimes some devotee they ask, shall we not pray to God for our well-being? Of course you should. I always say, why not? Where we will go? Because God is our Father, God is our Mother. But one thing, when we are going to God and praying and asking God to help us, that means we have complete faith in the existence of God. That's the great gain. It's the very good thing that we have developed that much faith in the existence of God. So that is why sometimes Ma Sharadamani Devi said, don't be afraid. I am here. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also there. Why should I be afraid? She is telling to our devotees, just remember these, that we are there. So that is the way, if we are thinking, then there will be no problem. But the pure devotion, when it comes, then one cannot think of anything else. The example, the many of our Swamis they have given, those who have taken up this subject and explained, almost all they have given this example because it is a very classical example to understand sa na kamaya mana nirodha rupatvat. So that, what is that example? Example from the life of Swami Vivekananda. He was Narendranath. His father passed away and he was not having any job. Something happened because of the relatives. They took away all the property. The mother and the brothers of Swami Vivekananda, they were not having any food to eat. So what to do? Being the senior one, he was trying his hard to get a job. Even in those days, he was not getting a job, though he was a graduate from Calcutta University. So what to do? Ultimately, in this situation, why the situation we should remember? Because a person, a young man, he is suffering because there is no money. He wants a job to support his family. So that is the scenario, that is his condition. Now he goes to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, his guru, and he is asking, can you please request the Ma Kali? The last resort. He has tried every places, but now ultimately goes to God with what? With the prayer to get a job. Now Sri Ramakrishna said, why you don't go directly and pray to mother? This young boy goes to the mother only with a desire to get a blessing, to get a job. That's all. Mother, please bless me so that I can get a job. That was but his mind was completely pure. Friends, again and again I mention, what is purity? Love for God. When there is no thought of these worldly things, that is the pure mind. Love for God. This young boy, when he went to the Kali temple in Dakshineshwar, stood before that image, which is still standing in the same place. See what happened. He went over there, he saw the goddess Kali leaving, not the stone image. And he could ask, why a job? He could say, Mother, please give me the whole world to rule. I like to rule the whole world. I like to be the king of the whole world. And that was the situation, he could get it. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, whatever you will pray, you will get. And Sri Ramakrishna again and again said, Saturday is a very good day, and Tuesday also the day for the Shakti. If you go and pray to Goddess Kali or Durga, you will get the blessings. That was the blessed time. So Vivekananda went. Till he reaches to the shrine or the temple, he was thinking for a job. But the moment he saw the goddess standing before him, ready to bless, no thought of job or money or worldly things came in his mind. That is called purified mind. Sa na kamaya mana cannot be used to satisfy the desire. Sa, the devotion. Vivekananda's devotion to God, he went and stood before the goddess Kali, and that completely changed the whole thing. Nirodha rupatvat. Why? Because his mind was completely pure. So completely pure. This is the way. Now, in Gita, Lord Krishna categorized the devotees in 4 groups. He said, devotee, because they have faith in the existence of God, that's why he is mentioning the devotee. That is also good, that at least they are having the faith in the existence of God. Among these 4 the groups, Only Jnani that the Lord is telling, Sri Krishna is telling, is considered as the best. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritayino Arjuna. They are all sukritana. Sukritana means they have the good qualities. Otherwise, why they will come? That's the way I was telling. When you go to pray to God for some help, that is also good. Why? Because we have developed the faith in the existence of God. Now, afterwards, slowly, we should develop from there. We should not stop over there. We are going to the temple for some satisfaction. When we were very young, the school students, we used to go to all the, before the exam, we used to go all the temples and shrines that used to come on the way to our school and to pray to all gods and goddesses. Why? The question should be good, so I can answer, I can get the good number, I can pass the exam. So that was the desire. Nothing wrong. Then slowly we develop. Here also, I will take you to that reference of the Kathopanishad. The young boy Nachiketa, he has gone to the abode of death, and when that Lord of death asked him, "You are waiting over here for 3 days, I will give you 3 boons. Now ask me, what is the first boon?" What is the first boon? See, he never said, "Oh Lord, give me the liberation." He said, "Please help my father and my mother and my family so that they should not think about me and suffer." Because he has come to the abode of death. And he was very intelligent. He said, "And when I go back from here, I have come only to meet. I am not dead. I am not supposed to come here. I have come here only to meet you. So well, I have come. After meeting you, when I am going back, they should recognize me." Usually people who have gone visited the abode of death, they are dead people. When they come back, the relatives cannot recognize them. They are ghosts. They are afraid of that. That boy, the intelligent Nachiketa, he said, "When I go back, they should recognize me. Now, as because I have come over here, and father and mother, they should not cry for me or suffer for me, and when I go back, they should recognize." The first prayer was only for his own family and for himself. Nothing wrong. And second one, he is praying for the development of each and every one. I have heard, sir, if they are coming to the heaven and there is no problem for food and drink and each one is living happily, can you please tell me a simple mantra so that I can teach them, and by uttering them or performing the mantra, all of them can come to the heaven and enjoy. He is now this time, he is not thinking about only his family. A mind has broadened, thinking about all people. And thirdly, he is going for the Atmajnana, stage by stage. In the beginning, we can go to God and always pray. There is nothing wrong. Secondly, we should have to pray for all. Thirdly, then we should understand this. By that time, our mind has become purified. When we can pray for each and every one, feel for each and every one, that means the sattva guna has developed within us. That is a very good situation, condition for an individual aspirant. The pure sattva guna. And from there I am praying for each and every one. So many people are suffering all over the world. Oh my God, please. We can do that. Though it is a kamana, though it is a desire, but desire for each and every one, for the good of all. So it is not a selfish. We cannot term it as a desire. It is a prayer. So that is purifying our mind. An ultimate condition will go as the Narendranath Vivekananda had. And when standing before that goddess Kali, he said, "Give me devotion, give me discrimination," like that. So here when the Narada is mentioning sa na kamayamana nirodha rupatvat, because there cannot be any desire. When the true devotion has come, there cannot be any desire, worldly desire, selfish desire. Why? Because after removing all the desire, only the person has reached to that height where he has developed devotion. The Chaturbidha bhajante mam jana sukriti norjuna. One is artha, another is jigyasu, artharthi, jnani. And the artha is a distress, suffering, going to God, but still having the faith in God. So he is going to God. Jigyasu, seeking for the knowledge, curious. Third, seeking enjoyment, money, name, prosperity. You will find in our country, the most of the political leader before the vote, they all go to the temple and all holy places they will be visiting. Why? Previously maybe they are going, but this time, just like when you were children used to go to temple to get the blessings of the mother for the God, so that the question paper should be very simple and I can answer, these fellows are also like that. So that is also artharthi. They want something, but the final is the jnani. Tesham jnani nitya yukta eka bhakti vishishyate. Among them, these jnanis, so they are completely devoted, and I like them. That is the highest condition. And we are reading about the devotion in this highest condition. The mind is reaching to that high condition. In this aphorism, the Narada mentioned that devotion means the renunciation of all desire. Now again in the 8th aphorism, he is explaining what is renunciation. Nirodha rupatvat. Nirodha means giving up or the stopping. Now what is this nirodha? What is this renunciation of desire? In the 8th aphorism, he is telling, Nirodhastu. What is the renunciation? Loka, Veda, Vyapara, Nyasa. Loka, Veda, Vyapara, Nyasa. That is called Nirodha. The renunciation means Nyasa. Sannyasa, Samyak Nyasa. A sannyasi. Sannyasi means Samyak Nyasa. So sannyasa. Nyasa means giving up. Samyak, completely. What? Ego. There is no desire except for the betterment of others and the renunciation and emancipation of one's own soul. There is no desire. That is called sannyasi. So nyasa, giving up what? Social and also scriptural injunctions. So nirodhastu, the renunciation, loka veda. Loka means the social. And also veda means scriptural. That vyapara means the injunctions. Now here, what is the loka? Sometimes in the society, again the same type of aphorism the Narada is going to tell. In the society, sometimes there will be, in many of the societies, they don't think that one should become a sannyasi. There are some societies, they don't believe in that monastic life. Religious life is all right, but he should also get married and settle down in the society, should earn something. At least he will go and serve the holy place and then earn from there, like that. But a complete renunciation, the conception of the renunciation is very different. One who wants to renounce, suppose the tradition of the society is that you should not renounce, you should not go away, you should marry and settle, you should know. That is called loka. And Veda, even if their scripture says that one should always become a householder and do this, do that, that is also he can refuse if the devotion has come. I should go to God. I don't need any bondage. The moment I am married, I have some responsibility and lot of time I have to devote for that. No, I don't want that. Then one can go away from all those injunctions and the traditions, or we can say sometimes superstitions. The people sometimes they think if one is becoming the monk, then the whole family will be ruined. One of our brahmachari, he told, I like to go to my family and stay there for a month, and after the marriage of my sister I can come back. Then when I asked him, why? What is the matter? They will be happy that you have become a brahmachari of the Ramakrishna mission. No, Swamiji, in our family tradition, in the society, if they come to know that I have become a brahmachari and a sannyasi somewhere, they will never, my sister will never get married. Why? Because maybe her son will also become a sannyasi. They don't like it. They will go and wash the feet of a sannyasi. They will give lot of donation to the temple. But their family member become a sannyasi, they don't like it. So that is called the bondages. But that is not a healthy thing. It's not necessary. If someone is going for the God and living the life, a holy life, not only that family, the whole clan will be blessed by that. But they don't understand that. They only understand that once you are born, you should grow up and then follow the steps that your previous generations, previous forefathers, they have followed. You should get married, you should settle over there, you should earn money, you should live, and one day you die. At the fag end, when you are old, then you can go and sit in the temple or take the name of God, that will be all right. But when one is completely mad for God, you need not to bother about this. So that is why Narada Bhakti Sutra is telling, even if you refute, disobey the tradition, like this tradition, even the injunctions of the so-called scriptures, then nothing wrong is going to happen to you. No sin. Rather, one should do it. Nirodhastu lokya Veda. Loka Veda. Loka means that social, the family tradition and all that. Veda means scripture. Vyapara nayasa. He should give up all that injunctions. Nirodhastu. That is called Nirodha. When he was giving the example of the Nirodha and he was mentioning that this is the Nirodha one should do, that this is the way. The social and traditional or scriptural, whatever the stand in between a devotee and God, must be ignored. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also said that someone came and told, I love my friend, but as because I am coming to you, sir, and trying to develop a spiritual life under your guidance, my friend is not liking me and not talking with me. What should I do? Sri Ramakrishna was straight. He said, try once or twice. Tell him that whatever you are doing is not only good for you and for the human society, you are doing nothing wrong. You are not going to cheat or do any bad thing in the society. Rather, you are developing love, unselfishness, service, compassion through the spiritual practices. What is wrong in that? Try to tell this to your friend and let him understand. Suppose he is not understanding and again making the hindrances that you cannot come, you should not come, like that, completely renounce him. Don't mix with this type of people. So that strongness, ashishta, dorishta, balishta, then only they can become the religious people. To realize God, this strong mind is necessary. Otherwise they won't be able to. Somebody will come and cry. It is not possible. Then immediately you have to give up. No, I don't want all this. Everything will go away. So he is there. It says, now the Loka and Veda, Vyapara, Nyasa. This is the Narada's injunctions. That to develop the devotion, this is necessary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother, she told that you should not leave me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, I will always take care of you. Through my devotees, through my friends, but I cannot be with you. The Chaitanya's wife, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wife, the Vishnu Priya, she, of course in those days, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took care of her, not that forgot her. He used to send sometimes the clothings and sometimes the fruits, and like that way to mention that I have all compassion and love for you, but as because I am traveling towards the path of devotion and going towards God, I cannot develop the family. So she also understood it. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also asked his wife, Ma Sharada Mani Devi, have you come to drag me down to this worldly life? Then mother told, no, I have come to help you towards your spiritual path. So these are the examples in the great lives. So what is devotion? Devotion is something which cannot be utilized. The love of God, of course, cannot be utilized for our mundane matters, for mundane things, mundane desires. That cannot be. So that is called pure devotion I am talking about. The Narada is telling about. So that is the true devotion is always will take you towards God, and if your family tradition or social tradition or the scriptures are asking you or giving you the instruction not to do that, you can give up that also. There are some different traditions, boys are there who joined the Ramakrishna mission as the monk. They gave up all those things and they told, no, we have understood it. The love for God is the only goal for our life, and we are not going to budge, we are not going to listen to anything that is happening. So this necessary to go towards the God. Now to extend the same idea, Narada is telling in the 9th aphorism, he says, Tasmin ananyata tad virodeshu udasinata cha. That's a beautifully, in one line he is telling. Now the tasmin means in devotion. The sa, tasmin, etc., etc. That he is always indicating to the devotion because he is talking about the devotion. Let us discuss about devotion. He said. So tasmin means that devotion. He is mentioning ananyata, wholehearted attention. Ananya. Ananya means na anya. The different. So na anya ananya. A is negative. Anya means other. I love God and at the same time I love this and also that one. No, not like that. Only one pointed love, devotion. I only love God. And for that, if I have to serve you, I will serve you. For that, if I have to do this, I should do that. Ananyata. We asked Swami Bireshwarananda Ji Maharaj that as we go for the relief work, the young Swamis and Brahmacharyans, the novitiates, they are supposed to go because it's a physically very hard work. So you need a young body to go. So we used to go, almost all of us, I have done also, this relief work. Sometimes the people are suffering because of earthquake or the flood, and then we used to go. And there very little time for us to meditate or to take the name of God or to read the scripture, the usual normal, our routine life of a brahmachari or a monk. So someone came and reported to the then president of the order, Swami Bireshwarananda ji. He was the direct disciple of Ma Sharadamani Devi. And the Swamiji, we can't do that when we go for the relief. We are helping others, of course, but at the same time, we can't practice as we can when we are here in the asrama. The Swamiji told, don't bother about that. If you are going with the attitude that you are going to serve God, not a human being, not the other being, not for their clappings or the appreciation, and you are not giving the interviews in the medias, then you are completely a devotee and you are going to serve your own God. So, tasmin ananyata, wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever may be the situation, your mind is only towards God and nothing else. When you are talking, when you are behaving with others, helping with others, all the time, every moment, only one thought should be that I am serving my God. I am going towards my God. I am remembering my God. So that is called ananyata. Na anya tanmayata. Ananyata we can say like that. Na, never, anya, other, tanmayata, attention. No other attention. So ananyata. So tasmin, that devotion, ananyata, wholeheartedness, only God should remain. Tad virodhi ishu, anything that you do. Suppose you are singing and there you are thinking, oh, whether the people are appreciating my song or not, whether they are looking at me or not, then it is not tanmayata, ananyata. You are not a devotee, you are a singer. Okay. But when you are singing for God, when you are worshipping, if the worshipper, the pujari, is constantly thinking how people are observing him, and he is not that ananyata. Whatever we do, even at the time of cooking, at the time of doing other work, all the time, the concentration is only to please God. One day, the young Naren came. He was most of the time, he used to be completely devoted to God, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to like to listen to his songs, because completely devoted song. But one day, for some reason, when other people were there, Naren was very careful about the tuning his instrument and all other grammatical thing of the song, like that he was singing. But after listening to that song, Sri Ramakrishna commented, today I didn't like your song. You know, it is like the food without any salt. You have cooked something without any salt, tasteless food. So devotion was not there, song was there, tune was there, everything was perfect. Only devotion was not there, so God was not happy. God is Sri Ramakrishna. So from there we can learn, when you are singing, when you are chanting, when you are talking, it's not that I am talking to you. I should be, or the monks who are giving the discourses should be always alert. It is Sri Ramakrishna, it is Ma Sharada who are listening. So they should appreciate. So I am only talking about them. I am only narrating their lives and their instructions and their injunctions. Whatever they said. And what is that? Love for God. So tad virodhi ishu, whenever that goes against that love of God, udasinata, then you should reject it. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that what is love for God? Only that I love God, not only that, Vishaye virag. You have to give up the desire for the worldly objects. And what are the worldly objects? sometimes physical and sometimes psychological. The people, sometimes the holy people, religious people, when they are giving the talk or giving the sermons, they also go like the other speakers. Though other people are appreciating me or not, though a religious man should not do like that. So this is the teaching. He says, Tasmin ananyata. Tasmin, into that God, into that devotion, one-pointed, complete force and complete attention to that. Tat virodhishu, when that is not there, whether your language was all right and this was there, that was, don't bother about that. The devotion should be there. Can I make the Sri Ramakrishna happy? It's not for me. It's not satisfying my ego. No. Virodhishu udasinata. Never care about that. One should not care about that. We have seen the great soul, that when I joined this Ramakrishna order, I saw some great soul like Swami Gambhirananda Ji Maharaj, Bireshwarananda Ji, and also Swami Bhuteshananda Ji. They were really, they were realized souls. But about the lecture, they used to give the talk, they used to write books, they used to meet people, everything they used to do. But not for their own purpose, never, ever, never, ever. So that was the teaching. We have seen it. Learn from them. So always talk about, give the references from the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Bireshwarananda Ji used to say, there will be some holy people, there is some good-hearted people. They will immediately pick up those things which you are referring from the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and their lives will be transformed. That is the greatest service that you will be doing. And if you are going on saying, because you are having some capacity to speak and then bringing some different references of these, that intellectual people, those who have never practiced religion, not having any spiritual life, if you are quoting them and impressing the people, people will be impressed, but not God. So that you should be careful. You are not giving a talk, you are giving that true knowledge of God to the people. So this is called devotion. Tasmin ananyata, one-pointedness, virodhishu udasinata, vishaye virag, ishare anurag, in the language of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. You have to give up all the attachment, desire for the worldly things, and at the same time, the mind should not be empty. It will go towards the love of God. Friends, the time is short. We will come, I think we have to. Then let us go in this way. Very interestingly, one cannot develop in the devotion forcefully. So one cannot develop devotion forcefully. From today I am going to develop the devotion, and then I will be eating only this, and then I will. That way you cannot develop the devotion. Ma Sharadamani said, it's a long practice, and when you are handling the flower, she gave that beautifully, that if you are handling the flower constantly, slowly the fragrance will come into your fingers, hands. So same way, regularly if you are praying to God, singing bhajan before the God, reading the holy book, listening to the holy talk, and taking the name of God, praying to God, slowly devotion will develop. Now, suppose I am a rich man and I go and donate a huge sum to a holy place, and the money that I have earned, that was also not earned in a proper way, that money I give it, they say the black money and all that. Sometimes the people think, the government is now very strict, they are going to get my black money and I will be blacklisted, it will be problem. Give it to the temple. And some of the temples, they will have the places, that's called hundi, who is giving the money, nobody cares. It goes like that. Ramakrishna Mission never do like that. anyone is giving the donation you have to give your this number, that number, identity, so that how you have earned it, whether it goes. That's why our donation is very less. Why? Because we will never take that money which is not, you could not give the accounts for that. Because the devotion, because the holiness. So this is the way it goes. And secondly, they may force the holy people to pray for them or perform the rituals or live with them, but that won't increase the devotion. To impress people and to gain the popularity, sometimes they perform puja and meditate and do some practices of spirituality, but that won't increase the devotion. Friends, why we are, this is for our reminder, no? In the Maya, in this, the attraction is too much. To go beyond that attraction, and what is that attraction? Eshana. What is that Eshana? First is Putra Ishana, for the progeny, Vitta Ishana for the wealth, then third comes Loka Ishana, very subtle. How people are talking about me. I won't be here, people won't be here, why bother about that? Do the good things, that's all. No. Then now whether people are appreciating me, whether they are writing good for me, about me, and that all those things goes on. But that way one cannot develop devotion. Only through sincerity and purification of mind, love for God develop. What is the purification of mind? That Shankaracharya in his Vivek Chudamani very clearly said, you have to purify your mind, then only you can realize God. And in the Jesus is also telling, blessed are those who are pure in heart. So what is that purification? What is the process of purification? There is another topic. Sincerity is the first thing. I don't know anything, oh God, oh Mother, I don't know anything. But I try to concentrate my mind and try to develop devotion for you. Please help me. God will help. Guidance will come. Guru will come. And everything will come. So by that way, the Rishi Narada, and I will just read this aphorism and I will stop. He is telling, Onno astrayanam tyaga ananyata. So once he mentioned about the tyaga. And what is that tyaga? He mentioned. Then he said, ananyata, one-pointedness, wholeheartedness. And what is that wholeheartedness? He is explaining. Anya astrayanam tyaga. Now I will go to these, I will go to that. No, only to God and nothing else. So I will also take the help of others, taking the refuge of others? No. So we will explain this from here in our next class. So today we have learned from the Narada that devotion is the only thing that can take us to a place where one can become truly happy. And his happiness or her happiness will be eternal. The joy will be eternal. What is that? The devotion to God. He is talking about devotion. So we are not talking about jnana or karma or dhyana. We are talking about devotion. So that is the beauty of the Hinduism. When they talk about anyone, so that is only thing that they will. Not that they are denouncing the other paths. They are there. But now those who wants to develop love for God, for them, devotion. Narada Bhakti Sutra is for them. And what is that devotion? One-pointedness towards God. And through that devotion, can I get all the blessings of the worldly things? People sometimes say, we are praying to God so much and worshipping God, but look at it, not getting any benefit. So that is not devotion at all. This devotion doesn't know any business. But anyway, it is nothing wrong. We can start from there and slowly develop. That is exactly what the Narada is telling. And it is complete taking the refuge at the feet of God and nothing else. So, we will study these words, the verse 10 in the next month. Thank you, friends, and if there are any question.
So the first question is from Shankar Chaudhary. He is asking, I really enjoy your discussion. Totapuri, Yashorpuri, both of them are from the Shankaracharya Guru Parampara. How Ramakrishna Parampara is different from Chaitanya Parampara?
No, why Chaitanya Parampara? There is nothing the difference, no difference. See, it is the only Sri Ramakrishna, and then he taught Swami Vivekananda and Ma Saradamani Devi, and they developed the one process to realize God. What is that process? The Yoga Samannaya. What is the Yoga Samannaya? Jnana, Karma, Bhakti and Dhyana. These 4 yoga, if you see our emblem of the Ramakrishna mission, you will understand. So, we are going towards God and we are using devotion, we are using the knowledge, we are using the path of dhyana and also the path of unselfish work. That is our process of going towards God. Chaitanya Parampara, if you say, that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava, they have taken one path. They are also going towards God. But they have chosen, instead of 4, they have taken only one, that is devotion. Where is difference? That is only the way. Where I am in the school of Sri Ramakrishna. In our school, they teach us that you should do this way, and I am studying that. But when we will reach to God, it's the same God. That is we should understand in that way also. Thank you.
The next question is from Anna Gupta. She is saying, I have a question. I am born Hindu, but confused as now have love for Jesus, but not want to be a Christian. Can I worship him?
Why not? Of course you can love Jesus. The Christianity is a different thing, but Jesus is completely different. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saw Jesus, and the Jesus came and merged in the person of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And Swami Vivekananda always used to carry a book, the Bhagavad Gita and the Christians, that traditionalist book, always with him. We also read so many the books, and we are having the Jesus photo in our shrine. Why you know? Because we find in the character of Jesus, in the life of Jesus, love and unselfishness. As I always say, what is the divinity? What is that God? What is the purity? It is nothing but love and unselfishness. And love that knows no boundary. It goes and embraces each and every one. And unless you become completely unselfish, you cannot love like that. Jesus did. So he is also God. If you are praying to Jesus, being a Hindu, you will get the same effect if you are worshipping other gods and goddesses of Hindu. There will be no problem.
The next question is from Smriti Rekha. She is saying, can ideal bhakti be created or cultivated? I always suffer from a feeling that I don't have adequate love for God. Please explain.
Oh yes. Slow, as I was telling, it is nothing wrong if we go and pray to God, that please help me and this is the condition, I need that. There is nothing wrong. So that is the lower truth. As Swami Vivekananda said, we are always traveling from the lower truth to higher truth, not from the wrong thing to the right thing, or from darkness to light. No, from lower truth. We are having a basis. What is the basis? Love for God. What is the basis? Accepting the existence of God. That is the. Now slowly, right this moment, being a wife, being a mother, being a lady, if you have some prayer, you can do. And then as we are studying the Narada Bhakti Sutra, you know that the highest level is only love for love's sake and no prayer. That will be, we will reach over there. So we will try to develop that one day, we will surely reach. When you are reading this Narada Bhakti Sutra, that is the highest goal. Not that all of us are already reached over there. We will go there. We will have that. Now we are struggling. We are all walking towards that goal. You are doing the right thing. That don't lose the confidence, don't lose the hope. Only pray to God. Now I have some problem, solve it, God. Then I always tell, see, these are the problems that you have given to me. Now you solve all this problem. Then only give love so that I can love you. Everything comes from God. So I will love God, where from that love will come. I will devote to God, where from the devotion will come. From God only. So we'll pray to God, give me devotion, give me love, and at present situation, help me in this way. Thank you.
Animesh has 3-part question. I will combine into one, Maharaj. He is asking, in ordinary time, I think I do devotion my best, but my body is not well. Thinking of death come and devotion would not work properly. What should I do before death? Tarpore, second part, is leaving wife come under sin? Third, related, family members are against full devotion towards God.
See, we are discussing about devotion. Your question is really all right. Very good question. But at the same time, we have to understand, in the Bhagavad Gita, and the Krishna, whom we always consider as the God of love, the Lord Krishna is telling Swadharme Nidanam Sriya, Paradharma Bhayabha. Friend, so naturally, your sadharma as a householder is to look after the family. You should try to develop some process, some measure, something, so that you can earn money in the right way, and then support your family. Not excessive. If they are pressurizing for some excessive, you can always say, no, it is not possible. This much I will do, and it is my capacity, this is the thing. That you can always do, and they will understand also. But that minimum thing, being a householder, you should do. And when you are performing your duty perfectly, diligently, you will find your mind is also becoming completely calm. After your duty, after the responsibility, performance of the responsibility, mind will be calm. And that mind, if you think of God, pure devotion will come. And about the body, about the health, yes, it is a problem for each and every one. Try to, for the cure, the medicine or the consultation with the doctors, some exercises, some yoga, whatever is possible, as best as possible to keep the body healthy. We will come to the Narada Bhakti Sutra afterwards. He is also asking us that. If the body is not good, how can we meditate? How can we pray? So you have to keep the body healthy and perform your duty properly, and then free your mind from all those and devote it to God. It will come. Thank you.
The last question is, you have mentioned in last class, quote, this too shall also pass, end quote. Can we say, if we are going through any crisis in life, if we commit mistakes and same we admit to God, can you tell us the path?
So this shall also pass means when you are facing a problem, when we are facing a problem, then we should not give up hope. Oh, this is the end. And there is no silver line anywhere. No, it is not. The problem will go away and solution will come somehow, someday, and again we will be having a very happy life. Someone who is having a very happy life today, not that he will not have, God forbid, he will not have problem. One who is having the problem now, not that he will never have the happiness. So keeping this in view, and naturally you are encouraged to perform your own duty. We have to remember sometimes we make some mistakes. Sometimes. The human being. That doesn't mean, and Hindus never say the eternal condemnation. No, we cannot think of that. Whatever we have done, maybe some mistakes, we can go and pray in the solitude, all alone, and with the tearful eyes. If you are praying to God, I done that mistake, please forgive me, and I will try to be good. As the children, they go to their parents and say, this type of thing that we have done, I am sorry, I am not going to repeat it again. Like that, God will also forgive us. And slowly, slowly, we will understand that the blessings of God is coming. How? You will find the good company, the friends or relatives and the ideas and good company coming all around you. And you are also getting encouraged to think or to do some good thing. And that is the indication God is coming towards you. So don't lose hope. Things will be better, and this shall also pass. Keep it in mind. Thank you. Thank you that you are seriously listening and trying to implement. And I pray to God, as because many places, of course, people are suffering. But in India, as we get the information, it is very difficult nowadays. And the people don't know what they will do. I am sure something will come up, or the problem will be over, and everything will be all right. I pray for them, except that I cannot do anything. But I pray to that Almighty Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and all kindness Ma Sharadamani Devi to bless all people so that they can overcome this terrible pandemic. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.